We're on a pod.
No, it's pod time.
We're on a pod.
Time.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Daniel, can I just say,
Yes.
you're looking fresh.
And I'll be on time for my shift later.
Turn up. Sounds good. I look like a manager.
You look like a pimp.
Oh,
Oh
hey.
my God.
You're late. Get to work.
Oh my God.
That's great.
Right?
No,
hey now.
you just look. I love the monochrome. I am doing a little monochrome myself.
Oh, I like what you're working with.
I got a little
like this.
monochrome. I love a little monochromatic
monochrome's real
outfit.
nice.
But
It
then
looks
the
real
Timbs
nice.
give that nice little pop.
Yeah, because well, I don't
Little
have mint boots. You know,
Oh yes.
I haven't yet.
Yeah, you should get some. You should get some. That'd
I
be great.
also love this collar.
Oh, you like the
what is
collar?
this, like a
They
preacher's
call that a
collar type
mandarin.
deal?
Oh,
Preacher
preacher?
collar.
Mandarin?
Yeah.
No, what do you call it?
Mandarin was, but no, you're
Preacher
right. It's a
collar.
preacher
It's a
collar.
yeah.
It is one.
There's another
Yeah.
one that's similar, Mandarin collar. Love that. Love.
Oh my
that.
gosh, I want you to play like almost like one of those crazy preachers like back in the day, like almost like a Daniel Day-Lewis type people. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude,
But you come
right.
here and like you're converting the people and whatever. There's a couple of shows like
Stern.
that are
I'm here
in
to
the
do the
tone
Lord's
that I'm talking
business.
about. Yes.
Yeah, but then also you got you're doing the Lord's
skeletons
business,
in my
but you got
closet.
some other shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we learned the preacher
It's fucking
ain't
the
so
organist.
godly.
That
What?
too. Ulterior motives, though. Yes.
The organ grinder, not the organist, actually.
I'm
Yeah.
in those organs.
What is an organ grinder? They were always associated with monkeys. What's up with that?
an organ grinder?
Somebody back me up
Your
here.
brain is moving too fast. I can't catch up.
Are you talking about Ronald Reagan eating the brains of the monkeys?
What is happening?
That's the only reason.
What's
And
happening
then they
now?
would grind the brains.
Is that a thing? An organ
I've never
grinder?
I don't know what you're asking.
Dev, why are you getting so mad about
Let's
something
look
you
it
don't
up.
know
Let's look it
about?
up.
I don't know where
It's
I
literally
am.
taken two sentences.
I don't know where I am.
Hey, give me
I'm
your hand.
lost.
Give me your hand.
Where
like
I'm
Come back to
blind.
me. Come back to me. Come back to me.
Damn.
I'm
in
here.
the dark.
I'm here.
Where
I'm
am
here. I'm here. Now come this way. I just have to grind
my
a little
God.
further. You know what I mean? I'll
Did
get
you guys see the thing on
I gotta
the
look up an
plane
organ grinder.
Where no, I'm looking it up now too.
And?
It says
You mean a
the
meat
organ
grinder?
grinder was a musical novelty street performer of the 19th century and the early part of the 20th century.
And
It
was there
refers-
a monkey with it?
There's a little monkey standing next to this man.
Oh, I wish I had a river so long.
Wow, organ grinders.
I'm telling
never-
you guys, knowledge is in my head that I've never sought out. Does that make sense?
It's just there resting, waiting for you to.
It's just, what's an organ
Dormant.
grinder? Great. Can you get along consistently and wake up in the morning? No. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like a trade-off.
Damn, that's wild.
Wow.
I know.
I had no idea what you
Oh,
were
and he just
talking about.
spins the thing, so it's like he's.
And you
I've
were
seen
like
that guy in
so
cartoons.
mad at me.
Not mad at you. I was just lost.
You're just mad?
Yeah.
Damn,
So lost.
we learned something.
Right.
We learned
I'm
something.
just trying to teach you, Dev.
Oh shit. Are you spitting Riz at me right now?
Yeah,
Yeah, Riz,
I am.
Riz,
Riz away.
Right?
Riz away, Lindsey.
Rizzle. Miss Rizzle.
Oh, instead of Miss Frizzle.
Hey.
Okay. The magic school bus.
Have you been getting any better at spitting Riz out there in the world, in the wild? You know, hooking little fishies to reel in? Or big fishies?
I know, I'm still friend zoning myself.
Yeah?
Yeah. And now I'm watching it on this girl do it on Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh.
And I'm like, you're so hot, but you're always friend zoning yourself. And that's kind of how I see myself.
How's she do, what do you, isn't Bachelor in Paradise like you're literally out there like pick me?
Yeah.
But she's taking, what do you mean by, how is she friend
I mean,
zoning
like
herself?
everybody is super comfortable around her and loves her and like she's a great person, but then these other shiny objects come in that people are like, oh, you give me a different vibe as opposed to just this like comfortable laugh vibe here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
She's like one of the bros.
Yeah.
I definitely.
But I also feel like there's this thing that is very charming about being like yourself, which I feel like I am constantly.
you
But
should
there's
be.
also an eye contact you can give people that lets them know. And there's definitely a demeanor I put on when I'm trying to be myself that I'm aware of what I'm putting out.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So it's like, you know,
No, I can do a very similar thing. Like my
Yeah.
default is kind of make people comfortable, fun, like we're good,
Yeah.
which is not the same thing as sexual attraction or intimacy or
Right.
even Riz, even like letting someone know like,
but here's
hey, but also, hey.
I don't think I have ever looked at somebody and said that person's attractive just based off what they look like ever. the people that I start
Every
to
time
talk
you say
to-
things like this, I think about
yourself.
yeah,
He's
just,
like, I feel
just
like you're
that you
attacking me.
were attracted to me, and it always hits some type of way.
Right? Yeah.
Damn.
Right?
It's tough,
No,
man.
it should.
Hey, a
It
win is a
should.
win.
It's meant for that.
A win is a win.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
But somebody told me the other day, and I don't believe in all these different like things, but it's like you have to get to know somebody before you're attracted to them, and that's
real.
exactly
True attraction. I can agree.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't even have that fake attraction.
You don't
Like
have-
there's
it's
not like
fake, but you don't have that just initial surface-based thing.
I have it more towards women
Word.
who I think are like beautiful.
Word.
You know
But
what I mean?
you know, like Austin Butler, you saw him. And
Attractive.
like,
But it wouldn't be in my spank bank.
but you knew he
I
was
know he's
gorgeous.
attractive,
Yeah.
but not in a way that I'm like even registering that in my mind. Like, yeah, you're conventionally attractive. Next, like it doesn't
you
register.
don't
like,
feel a
ooh.
pull until
Like all my girlfriends are like, oh my gosh, look how cute he is. That guy was so cute. Like I have to take him. So cute, so cute. Look at that guy. Like I'm gonna go. Never. Like you could be so cute, and then you open your mouth and you're an idiot.
Right,
And
yeah.
like
I think they call that. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Internet. Is it pansexual or demisexual?
Demisexual.
Demisexual, where you like need the connection.
exactly.
You need to know
That's how I
who
think
they
I
are.
thought I was asexual for a while. Is because like none of that ever happened.
Nothing
to
was
me.
getting in
Nothing.
there.
Yeah, it's all on a spectrum too. I mean, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you need a little bit more to tip your scale to where you're like, oh, this person,
Yeah.
which is good. Being more selective, I think that's positive. Men, we're not very selective. Now, if I can't have a conversation with someone, it'll be a turnoff. But
That's
if
what
I'm
I'm saying.
attracted, I can be attracted to someone and find out later that I'm not attracted to
Right.
them.
Same.
But
Same.
you know,
Same. Yeah, there's still an initial thing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but then I really need to know I'm attracted to like more than them physically. You know?
Right. I want to. Oh, dude, I want to do what Jennifer Ted Mori said so bad, which was do the brain scans and like see where certain areas of your brain light up
True.
for certain things, and the fact that different grooves in her brain were there because of trauma and stress that she's been
Yeah.
through. I'm so fascinated. I just want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really interesting that
Right?
it could like that it but of course it impacts you on that level.
Right.
yeah.
We all know stress and trauma like is impacting us on deeper levels. That's just like the science of it. Like
Right.
here you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just like a Mount Rushmore of trauma, like just in the side of my brain.
yeah.
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 The detail.
oh my god, look at
It's
the
a
way it's
masterpiece.
carved. I can see the pores.
Is that just a hole?
Oh wait, is that just a hole? Yeah. That's why like some of these healing modalities and anti-stress techniques are actually like so necessary.
Mhm.
Like
To literally keep the grooves of your brain the same.
Intact.
yeah, keeping you intact. Stress is, I think, the number one thing that like kills most people.
Has
It
to be.
just gets expressed in different ways, but
Has to
like
be.
just the central nervous system being fucking taxed.
Under attack.
Yes.
Yeah, when your nervous system doesn't feel like you're safe, it's gonna be excreting all these different hormones and telling you that hey, you know you're in danger. And just having that all the time, like I mean, just that chemistry that's taking place underneath it all can't be good for you. Like I've been in situations with even relationships where I'm trying to hold on to this friggin' pact, but I know that there's like I'm being affected negatively.
Yeah,
Trying to be okay in these circumstances.
right.
So yeah,
And like heightened stress. I mean, I know if I'm like really busy, we all live super busy lives, and I'm like bouncing from one bouncing from like one thing to another and job to job and this to that. Like I know there's times where I'm like, oh, I haven't like taken a fucking breath in probably a week. Like that's deeper that's actually a breath. That's actually slowed down. And it's like, fuck. I definitely know some people who maybe haven't taken a breath in fucking 7 years.
No,
And it's
people are
like,
accustomed to
literally,
it.
while I was in yoga, I came to like while I was learning about yoga and teaching yoga, I came to this thing that like we even try to shortcut our breath. Like you're literally shortcutting your life every day until you learn to really only like access it to a certain degree, right? And that's when all the diseases start like down in your body. It's literally from shortcutting your breath and staying in that place of fight and flight and
or
freeze.
flight, yeah.
Because whether you're not flighting or you're not fighting, dude, that freeze is then what you default to. Unless you're in a position where it's like, oh, I've got to protect myself or whatever, and this is something active, the freeze takes over, you know? And
Yeah.
I feel like that's what a lot of people exist in. That's what I exist in. Like, you know, and you can tell like when you don't get enough breath to your places in your body.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, that you just start to have problems all over, and it's just
Not
because it's
enough
like
oxygen.
dark
I
corners.
don't feel it until I take that deep breath and I'm like, And then I realized like, oh wait, that was a different breath than I've maybe taken in a week. And my body already feels more relaxed from like one. Yeah. I'm like, oh,
I need to take more of these.
Yeah, like, oh, I've been shortcutting my breath. I've been shorting it. Let's just do it for the listeners. Listeners, if you're at home, are you ready? We're gonna all take a deep breath together. You might be in fight or flight, but we're gonna settle it all down.
And we're gonna go through our nose so it accesses the parasympathetic nervous system. When we breathe through our mouth, it lets our body know that we're in stress, but we're not. So we take a deep breath.
Nice, guy.
Lovely. And it's that little hold at the top and then really letting it out. So did you hear how like fractured it was coming out? Like that's like stuff in me that's like trying to,
yeah.
you know?
Did you guys get into the Wim Hof breathing ever?
Oh, dude. Well, I watched him jump in the cold pools and stuff.
Yeah, but he's got like a breathing technique.
We learned it during, what is it? We learned it in yoga too. I just forget.
It's awesome.
Not the fire breathing.
No, that's a different one. Breath of fire. No, Wim Hof. Wim Hof is amazing, man. Just his energy is incredible. He's this crazy Dutch man who's just so fucking positive and just putting out like this fucking
mind over matter,
magnetic energy into the world. But mind over matter, but also just body and our ability to impact it. Like they've studied him. Like he shows people how to do this breath, and then they can hike Kilimanjaro like. In the snow in shorts. Yeah. Because he's like doing this breath will activate your immune system and your temperature. And he's done it. He's taken groups and like they've studied like it's crazy. So but his breath is it's these 30 big breaths. Like full breaths. And then at the end of it, you blow all of it out and hold. And then when you're at the end of that hold, you breathe it all the way in and hold. And do that for rounds. Yeah. It's beautiful.
We did that in Kundalini. Man. Yeah.
I love he's got a little app and at the end of it, after he guides you through it, he's like, how's he say it?
Now touch that anus.
No, he says, have a good day or a good night and a good life. All the love, all the power. And I say, all the love, all the power.
Going back to what you say about mind over matter, I think that could actually work the other way. That's like what I learned in therapy, is if you care for the matter enough, it can actually change the mind. And that's what I was trying to do a little bit.
That's kind of what I was saying. Even with this breath, it's not mind over matter. It's not subjugating the body. It's actually matter. It's matter matters. It's my body matters. Let me not mind over matter. Let me not tell myself I can just power through this. No, let me learn how to get my body in and through this. Like it's beautiful, man.
Tap into that connection with the body.
Because I think that is why I was so confused for so long too. Because I'm like, if you can do it, you should. Like even I saw that in yoga. Like instead of creating a sustainable practice where you get stronger and stronger each time, like you're kind of like maxing yourself out without actually learning something to try to go to the end pose. You know what I'm saying? So there's no real progress. There's just you kind of trying to like balance or whatever at the end of a pose. And it's like, that's not your body. Like,
I see what you're saying.
That's not your body in yoga. Right. That's yoga on your body, but that's not your body in yoga.
Right. You're trying to mind over matter.
Exactly.
You're trying to reach for this thing to say I did it.
Right. And I have done that so much of my life whether it's just anything, just pushing myself beyond my body of what I want to do or like that I can do.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you should do it.
I also think that's a beautiful thing. Like in yoga, that isn't like no pose is the finish line. This is that pose. You're gonna get there, but just because you made it, I'm in this pose, that's not the finish line. Now maintain it, find the balance there, and be able to, hold and persevere. How long can you be there versus treating things like it's so linear where it's like, strike the pose, did it, next pose, did it, I win.
As opposed to having your breath connect each motion, as opposed to like dealing with the emotion that's there, as opposed to dealing with like you show up with different energy every day to be on your mat. Just like your energy is not always at a constant in life. And so like for that to show up on your mat is the best way for you to do yoga, not for you to try to match your practice yesterday.
Find the vibration of today.
Speaking of yoga, I also have an amazing mat for you from my friend at
Core
the Core
Collective.
Collective. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they send you?
No,
Or
no, but yeah.
Core Collective. Shout out Core Collective. Yoga mats that are super high quality, made out of cork. They're amazing.
It's so nice
Yeah,
because
I have one
like
for you.
the sweatiness is like it's not a thing. It's not an issue.
Exactly. The cork
Yeah.
like is antimicrobial and absorbs. It's shout out.
Also,
you know I love you.
Lifeform mats. Hit me up. Lifeform. they're these like $160 mats, but like I treated myself when I first started yoga, and it was like the best ever. It has these little alignment things, and like it's a heavier mat, so it's like, but your sweat does not affect you. It goes in and it's done, just like Core Collective.
It is such a beautiful practice. Like that, it makes sense why people like get
No
on
slippage.
yoga.
Because
like yoga, it makes sense. Like it's such a good practice for life. All this shit of not reaching the fucking finish line. Be there every day. It's a practice every day. You have to breathe it every day. You're not ever there.
Right.
You're not ever there.
That's what
There's
they said.
no
He
there.
goes, "There's no reason we do this except to do it."
Yeah,
like
to
one of the
do it.
yogis
Yeah, you're
said.
not
Like
there. There's
you're
no
not you're not
finish line. Yeah.
you're gaining something, but it's not for you. Like it's not for that. It's just this is what needs to happen in the day.
It's a little different. Like I get why, but like I even feel that with like my gym life.
Oh
Like
my God,
workout
yeah.
life is like I don't like write down goals that I'm trying to get at. I know some people do and they're bodybuilders and they look amazing and all that shit. But like for me, it's just about showing up consistently. For me, I love going in, no personal trainer, no, like I don't need a class. I like doing it with my brain and what I've learned and going in and going, all right, how am I going to kind of challenge my body today in a way that's sustainable, in a way that I can keep doing this, but also so much of what we do is hard. It's hard to see the tangible results, but like working out is like, oh, the weights get bigger on the same exercise. Like, so it's tangible. It keeps growing. It keeps progressing, and it just keeps my brain. It's like if I can learn how to keep good form in my body, stay centered under more and more stress, it does feel like life practice for that.
And that's exactly what they said about yoga. It's just a different way to process stress.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And if you practice it there willingly, I'm
Exactly.
going to put myself through this, but learn how to keep my center. Like that translates to situations in life that aren't physical, but are spiritual, emotional. Oh, the stress is here. I know how to fucking keep my center. I know how to keep my core and push or work with this in balance. Like it's the same shit. I cannot tout like exercise being good for your mental.
Yeah.
it just
enough.
it zeroes
It's
out
everything.
that nervous system, lets you start again.
Yeah.
That
No.
too. Just tax the nervous system entirely. So
Really?
you're just like
There ain't nothing to worry about.
you've been working out?
Not so much recently. I hit my little push-ups, I do my little diamond push-ups.
yeah.
It's good. Try to get that upper chest, and then I'll do my little wide outs to get the lower titty meat.
Lower titty meat.
That's all you
I
do
love
because
that
you
lower
just
titty
just
meat.
stay just jacked.
I
You
walk
just
a
you
little
just
bit.
got a shape.
You
know?
do
You
walk.
just
I used to do a bunch of pull-ups. Like when I want to get ripped, I start doing pull-ups, and I can get there pretty quickly.
yeah. That Coachella we went to, you and Nate were fucking yoked at that time.
We were yoked, and we were on the raw diet, eating only avocados.
So you were walking into hell, am I right?
mean, yeah, we were walking into
10,000
hell.
steps out, walking in.
Jesus Christ. But yeah. Dang. Good times. Learned a lot about finding balance. We were doing a lot of yoga at the time.
While
as
losing
well.
your balance from
While
the
losing
lack of
your balance.
calories.
Sometimes you got to lose your balance to find your balance.
That's
you know
part
what
of a bigger picture of balance.
There you go.
Picture,
There you
know?
go.
But yeah, no, those were good times.
Yeah.
I love pushing my body to healthy limits,
Yeah.
Discipline is just great, And I love how, like we said, that physical aspect of being a human and taking care of yourself physically does bleed over into that mental. Then there's also spiritual. There's so many. It's just a big balance. It's just a balance for me of the mental, the physical, and the
But
spiritual.
here's what I think.
Hey.
Not that anybody cares. But what I'm coming to understand is there's almost a hierarchy of wellness, right? So like mental and physical are sort of like the things that you're building on top of, right? So like, let's say your spiritual health is in order, but these aren't in order, then your whole food chain is off, right? It's like transcend and include that Ken Burns idea of like one of the species under us goes out, we no longer exist, right? So we're really the last on the food chain, if any, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
For all intents and purposes.
exactly, the highest thing is usually
Right, if
like the
bees
most
go-
evolved,
if
but it's
bees go,
also
we're
the
gone.
most fragile.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
if the algae in the ocean goes, we're gone.
That's kind of what I feel about like mental and physical health. Like the spirituality is sort of something that I feel like will naturally work itself out when your body's in order and when your mind's in order, right? Kind of.
Because
Like it's
Yeah,
almost
no,
like
I
an
do.
extra in the thriving state. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean? It's more for the, I think when you're
No, I know.
thriving, not that your spirituality can't uplift and help,
I know
but
what you're
it's
saying.
easier to plot and give into if your whole organism is
Yeah.
healthy.
And it can be hard, man. Like I think this is the struggle of adult life, is like the spinning plates of your life. Like, there's times where my mental physical is super on, but my spiritual actually is kind of taking a backseat. I haven't done whatever I've done to connect to a higher power. I haven't been to nature. I haven't fucking meditated. Like I haven't focused on that because I'm so occupied in other things and career and stress or whatever. Or there's times where like my spiritual shit's on, but my body's off, or like, you know what I mean? Like it's actually hard getting all the areas of your life in balance at the same time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Oh, let me get my friendships in balance. Oh, but then my work is maybe, let me get my work in balance. Oh, but I haven't seen these friends, or like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
getting
trade-offs,
all
man.
those, and that's constant. I don't think you'll ever, we are
Right.
always balancing. It's never done. You're never,
Just
you're never
balanced.
there. It's not,
In the
it's not
past.
fucking there.
We're not checkbooks.
And those aren't always
And what are
balanced
those?
either.
And how do I balance them?
Right here. And you go right like this.
I don't think I'm an adult.
I am.
I don't think I'm an adult yet.
You guys think checks are going to go obsolete?
I mean, they almost
Aren't they
are.
They are
They
pretty
almost are
Oh,
at this
one
point.
thing is like paying me through a check
can
in
you
the
do it?
mail, and I'm just like,
Why would you do that? You
why would you
caveman?
ever do that?
Like,
If I
sheesh.
could sail away.
I still do like checks.
You're just flipping people off here.
away.
Oh, hey. Yeah, so she can fart. She's trying to mask a fart.
Oh yeah.
mask my fart.
Jesus,
I hope that ripped people's ears on their way to work.
man.
In a good way.
Should we take a question from the audience?
Oh, yeah. What
Sure.
questions does the audience have for us?
Here's a cute one. This pertains to some of adult life. This was asked by a patron on a Patreon on Discord, Corbin. I've recently moved out with some friends, and I'm having a hard time adjusting to living with other people. Any tips on adulting and being mature living with roommates?
It can be tough. It can be tough.
It really can.
I'm not a good one to ask.
You learn a lot about what you hate about humanity. Oh, that too. Yeah.
Dev, you've got a whole bunch of friends that you seem to maintain.
Yeah, I got friends and I got roommates. I've done roommates the last many a year. I prefer to live on my own because I love living on my own, but economics come into play.
Say otherwise.
Economics.
And living with roommates, yeah. I mean, that's a whole fucking thing. Man, I really wish we could make like a Ned's adult reboot, because there's so many topics we
To
could cover in a
discover,
fun
yeah.
way. And this
Right.
is one of them.
Uncover.
Roommates is a thing. Learning how to live with other people who come from fully other backgrounds of behavior and norms and expectations of how to keep a place and what all of it.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be a fit. So I'll say that. Some of the time, it's just not a fit. And then you need to figure out how you're transitioning out of it, or how you are going to make your peace with the fact that you cannot change this person.
Yeah.
Communication's a big thing. Know what your needs are and try and communicate them in a way that you're not like parenting another human being. Like no one wants that either. Like but the biggest issue with roommates, your standards of cleanliness. If
Yeah.
those are out of balance, that will be the number one fucking problem with living with other people.
Yeah.
If you guys can have close to the same standard of how the public spaces should be kept, you'll be in decent shape. If it's off, good fucking luck. If you're the messy one, I hate you. If you,
Oh my God.
at least in the public spaces, like you guys have to agree on a level of like respect for.
Yeah. What's the standard? Set
What's
a
the standard?
Yeah.
And how much am I making my shit my roommate's problem?
You're familiar, huh? Damn.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It takes the right dynamic and then you being good enough to like create the environment that you need it to be. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough living with other people.
Reaching acceptance of your circumstance is hard too. It's like you want this person to leave, but like you say, economics is like, hey, and you just gotta. All you can do is make it the best that it can be.
That
communication is also a big thing, you know. So when you're talking about that cleanliness and some base standard for those shared areas, like okay, we gotta at least have this kept this much. The whole assigning roles things, like you say, that becomes a parenting thing, and you can't.
I don't love it.
You can't do that.
Yeah, some people do that. They like assign. There's like
If
a
you're both
chore.
with it.
There's like a chores table, and like everyone cycles out, and there's like a little chart. That's like not for me, man. I'm like,
I'm not cleaning any
no.
of your piss off the fucking toilet.
No, yeah. I say everybody handle your shit.
Everybody handle your shit.
Handle
I'm
your
not
shit.
washing your dishes. There's no fucking chore list. Like, get out of my face.
You do your like. I'm the type of person where I'm like, I will clean my dish because I used it to eat. When I cook, also I make a habit of
Cleaning it up,
washing that freaking dish before I even start cooking my food. You know, and I'm not trying to act holier than thou because there are times where I have shortcomings too. But
sure.
if it's
That's not a
mine,
shortcoming if you eat before you wash your dishes.
Oh yeah, it's not a bad thing, right? But for
I know I
some
have
people,
shortcomings. I know I'm not perfect.
It's tough because you'll say, "Oh, you know, I'm an American, so if I go in a room with another American, we'll be Americans together." Because our cultural, you know, understanding has to be, you know, equivalent in some way. People though are raised differently. The way your house was run is not the way someone else's house might have been run, for better or for worse.
Yeah, it's true. One of my roommates, like I realized it. It helps if you love the person because then you can like deal with all this well. If you don't love the person, yeesh. Or at least like and respect them. Woo, good luck. But this roommate I loved.
I know you could give us details on that too.
Yeah, this roommate I loved. But he like had his sneakers like up on our table. Like he was sitting on the couch and had his not just feet, but like sneakers on the edge of a wooden table. And I was just like, yo,
Can you not?
I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like your shoes are on the edge of the wood. Like, no. Like, I was just like, no.
eat there.
And then I saw, he goes, oh, sorry. He goes like, he went like, he's like, I had no concept of that. Like, I guess whatever house he grew up in, like, he said like,
barn.
he was like, oh shit, I have no idea. Sure. Like, I had no idea. And it took the edge off me a little bit. I'm like, all right, cool. Got it. Like, you have no concept of that. Wild to me, but like, okay. Like sneakers on the edge of the wood? No.
No, I
but,
mean,
like,
it's
really, where
dirty.
did you
It's
grow
dirty.
up?
It's a table where we might put things. You know?
No, exactly. Yeah. And like, you're going to chip like all of it. It was all wrong. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And you got real mad at him.
No. It was a gentle mad. I've gotten real mad at other roommates. But right now, my roommates, love you guys. We have the least friction. Life's great. I love my roommates.
Wow. Yeah, they're pretty lovely.
And I've learned a lot from like living with other people. I'm glad I went through this time because I think it's a good part of our humanity is like living with other people that it can't all just be your way, how you want it all the time. Like you got to coexist.
You have to coexist until you can reach, you know, some level where you don't have to be subjected to this, you know.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to live on my own again though.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I love having a fucking door that's just mine. No one is in there asking questions, moving things.
And I can walk around naked whenever I want.
I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
I do that anyway.
Regardless, it's like, hey, you guys gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, we've been over for that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
All right, questions. What questions we got from the patrons?
I don't know. I feel like this is a Lindsey question for Dabirishir. I don't know. From
Dabir is here.
The beer is here. Maybe that.
Okay.
Do you remember your dreams, nightmares, and do you think they have further life meaning and insight?
Absolutely. And I have nightmares almost every night, and it's a recurring nightmare. They cycle through like 4 of them. One of them, I am on a plane, and I'm constantly in an airport with baggage that I can't pack fast enough, right? So there's a room that I'm going to be charged for with my baggage in it. So I go to get on the plane, and the plane's always about to crash, always about to crash, always about to crash. You might have gotten through one plane ride throughout the night that got there safely, okay? The next one is that I'm hiking up that thing, right? This really long mountain with people that I either don't feel safe with or by myself, and I get a decent way up the mountain, and on this like little ravine, like you'd almost like swinging off vines into the water, is Devon and his group of friends, right? And he comes over and says hi, doesn't invite me over. And I'm continuing to have to hang out with the people that I don't care for. And all I want him to do is invite me over. And he never does. The other thing is that I am in a boat at the bottom of the ocean. Or there's some like cataclysmic thing that's happened on the ocean. It's really scary. Like it's like an Armageddon type thing. And like you're on a thing at the bottom of the ocean and my eyes are just like closed and I'm just scared. But I know I'm at the bottom of the ocean.
Dang.
You told me that me one recently and I don't know how to process it.
It's so painful.
Dang.
It's so sad. Like my dreams are always just like very, very, very scared. Like I don't remember the last time I've had like a good dream.
Wow.
He greets you and doesn't invite you over.
Yeah.
You pig.
He's not rude, but he's just not welcoming. But
Cool
it's like
tape.
how he is in person, dude. It's how he is in real life. So I'm like, I can't be mad at it, but I am so sad. The other one is where Alyssa, aka
Cold.
my safe space, I'm trying to get her attention and she won't talk to me. She won't talk to me. She's just ignoring me
that's
throughout.
a real life
and the
nightmare for
rage
you.
that I
Yeah.
feel, I swear to God, I'm having a BPD episode in my dreams. Like I
Wait, is she just doing
swear,
like this
the
and not
anger-
talking to you, or does
No,
she
no,
not
she's
see
being
you?
coy about it, like doing things over here and then just like, well, I don't know, like you're just, and like
Dang.
going back, and I'm just chasing her, like fucking talk to me.
Well,
And-
it's like you've been doing so good on your BPD. It's like
It just
creeps
comes
out through your dreams. It's got to get
Dang.
out somehow.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I'll
Dang.
still terrorize you. And so I don't
Dang.
know which dream is gonna cycle through next, but I
Wow.
think that's half the reason I wake up so just like didn't get any fucking
Tired?
relief in
Yeah.
my dream either.
No,
That's
is
wild.
Is there meaning behind those dreams to you, or do you think it's just processing something that matters to you?
I think that means the same thing,
Same
right?
thing. Yeah. It definitely does. Yeah.
No, I think it is. I think like I'm definitely trying to take off on a new direction in my life and I'm really nervous about it, right? Like just the uncertainty
the
of
train-
making
the
it
plane's
or
gonna
like,
crash.
yeah, or
Oh,
just
I'm
not
gonna
being
end up at the
grounded.
bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
With
It's
no-
terrifying.
oh.
Not
Not
gonna
gonna
be welcome. All the
Because I
That's
have like
tough.
Armageddon like thoughts about the world, like especially just unreasonable. Like if I saw all the trash in New York, I would feel like, oh my God, we're like on the
world's ending.
precipice of like, so like that comes through in my dreams. And then like just the fear of losing Alyssa at all. And then I think like being back in like us being back in the life, but still just feeling like on the periphery, not in my conscious life,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you're having all this like fun with your people and you're really sweet. It's not anything about you excluding me. It's just you can't come over here because of who you are.
Oh, damn, Dev.
It's awful.
Bro,
No, he's
you gotta
restricting
check-
his
you gotta-
boundaries in the dream.
you gotta check the impact you're having on people, man.
It's totally, you know what I mean? He's like, to be my friend is to know boundaries. And I say,
Dang, he's like, you're my friend. You're just not
our
our friend. That's messed up. That is.
yeah.
I am more like that in my life. Like I
Hey.
used to just
Pull everybody
pull
together.
all my people together, and I
can't.
don't now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't.
No, I know.
Because there's different spaces.
Not to validate what's happening in your dream
Yeah.
being this, but that
Yeah.
is fair to say.
Daniel, you might like show up sometime if you cared to.
Oh, in your dreams?
You could have hiked with me. Where the fuck are you?
I'm distant. I'm a distant person.
I love the idea of you blaming Daniel for not
being
being
in
in
your
your dreams.
Show up for me.
For once.
Show up
Just
for me.
Show up. Damn.
But yeah, so y'all don't have any, like, are they usually happy? Do you not remember
I
anything?
barely have dreams. They're usually so kind of
Yeah.
all
Weird.
over the place, like real
pull anything
dream,
from
like
it.
this to that to this to
Right.
that to this, and like not recurring. So I don't have like, but I also smoke a lot of weed, so that like limits.
It's like you're
your,
dreaming during the day anyway.
Yeah, like it just limits your REM cycle. So I think that has to do with it. But even when I'm not smoking, yeah, I don't have crazy shit happen.
Since I got sober.
Yeah,
Oh, it's been happening more.
Exactly.
Yeah. When I don't smoke, I agree. I do, or not even smoke. Edibles mainly.
yeah.
But when I don't, I do have dreams that are a little bit more vivid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
And occasionally, of course, I don't remember them, but occasionally, of course, I have one of those fucking dreams that, like,
I'm just like, how long,
Impacts you.
how much is this on your mind? Like, just give me it one night where it's literally getting railed in the ass again. You know what I mean? Oh, that's the other. actually, I take it back. They're not all bad. There are a couple of sex dreams that are, and they only recur not as often as the other ones, but just railed in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what is that Sarah Silverman joke of where she's like, the porn categories you type in, never something you'd want to do in real life.
Oh, damn. I got to see that. That sounds funny.
Yep.
She's great, dude.
Jesus. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Railed in the ass.
Damn,
Lindsay.
Whoa.
No, we got to pull that from the episode, though. We got to post that. That's great.
Yeah, I just need that, like, I need that.
I want
clip.
that alarm for when that's my wake up alarm. Oh, God. Oh, it's time.
Oh, have you had this? This is from Kieran Magia. Work relationships, how hard is to deal with, I think they're translating, but how hard it's to deal with work relationships because they're friends, but at the same time, they're not.
Relationships?
I feel that.
That's what Lindsay was saying about us.
Work relationships.
I mean, did you have that at like the day jobs you worked? Like, you always make friends at work, but that are specific to the situation you're in at work, and then
everybody I was working with was over 50.
Oh, that's a little different.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a little different.
Yeah.
That's not even the same.
Yeah.
Did you go to any
pretended
parties?
to like them.
Work parties?
Yeah, I got a Starbucks gift card for the Christmas party.
Oh, Christmas party. Nice.
I actually like work friendships. Like when I was doing my day jobs, like it was cool to pop into these other communities and like have these friends. And I feel bad. There's like if you watch this, you know I love you, but like when I left my scarf job, like our lives were connected through this thing, and we would hang out beyond work, and it was beautiful. But my life, part of the structure of my life was this job at the time. And when I was no longer working there, like shit changed. And then even when I would try and hang with them again, like our schedules and just like our priorities, like, no, I'm off doing this other thing now. Like it just all went away, and I loved them, but life just ended up different. And like, it was kind of like, oh, love you guys. Goodbye.
Wait, I kind of totally get that actually, because when you're on set, that exact thing happens.
Dude, that
Pretty
like
much,
you get
yeah.
closer
so
than close.
You get on
closer
film
than
sets,
Closer than
you
close.
get so close with people
And
for a month.
and then
see ya. Bye.
And it's not like that wasn't real.
Nope.
But it
was
was
real.
all kind of circumstance based.
Yeah.
Not that like you didn't find things that you attached to, but I am friends with so few of the people I've ever worked with. I haven't talked to them in so long. Like,
I do a good job of maintaining a relationship, but it's like, there's a boundary. Work is just different. Like, I remember like me and Adam, like we got to get him on the pod. Adam Hicks from Zeke Luther. We were like super tight. Like, I mean, he lived at my crib for like the longest, but then kind of after the show is just, it's just we're on different overall like paths, man. And go thrive. I'm gonna go over here and thrive, and it just is what it is. But then I'm trying to think of day jobs. I worked at a rooftop theater, like rooftop cinema club. Cool guys. Met some really cool people doing it. And I loved popping in, like you say, into this little environment. But as soon as I went home, I'm like, don't call me. Like if I see a ringer from those guys, I'm like, no, we're gonna talk when I get to
exactly.
work. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be picking up your call.
It's almost like you don't have to really think with work relationships. Like it's literally just like
Because you're there.
you don't have to do
Show up
any
and operate.
personal
You're
work.
there.
You don't have to add anything. There's boundaries already kind of put in place.
Yeah, time limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's a special thing to work relation. It's a special type of relationship, and it can evolve into lifelong friends.
It's like the relationship you have with your Uber driver.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Hey,
what
man,
a work
how's your
relationship
day? How you
is.
doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Oh, that's so interesting. You're from where? Oh, cool. Bye.
Well,
I would know because I've taken more Ubers in the last 2 years than somebody should have to. But it really be like that. It's like, oh my gosh, you're incredible. Bye.
oh my
Have a
God.
great life. That's what I always say. Have a great life.
Live long and prosper.
all
know
the
what I mean?
power, all
Yep.
the love.
All the power, all the love.
Wow.
Dang. Have you guys ever? Oh well, I think you said yes. I was gonna say in working relationships, have you ever had a relationship in a work setting?
Almost all of them.
But in work, like work. Oh, well, but you were with the 50-year-old. He's like all of them.
You mean in acting work?
In acting work,
yeah, but not at the scarf job. You know, no hotties.
I had no intimate relationships at work.
Me either.
Wait, can I throw this in? I actually was sexually harassed at this office job by this old attorney guy who I got really close with, and like definitely had, like, you know how you have like a flirting style with people you're around. Like, this was a really cool older dude, like was super smart, like just had a really interesting way about him, super cultured. His office was awesome, like whatever, like we would just always have talks. And then slowly it kind of just started to cross a line, and he would say things like, he would get me food at the time, right? Because I was so skinny. And so he got me these hot dogs, and he goes, I want you to eat this in one hand and have your other hand kind of exploring. And he would like do little things like that for the longest time. And then he would like just stare at me, and I would just like, after a while, it's like, and he's like, I just like watching you work. And like, then we got in an elevator once, and I actually waited until he was gone for the day. And oh my God, like,
oh, sorry. Jeez.
It's so weird.
Sorry I had to deal with that.
No, but I was like, I really wanted him to be in the elevator and down before I got there, so I waited. But then somehow he was still at the elevator.
Damn.
And so like we got in together, and I remember he hugged me and also put his knee in my crotch and was like, how does that feel? And I just remember just being like, what do you have to do to get out of this? What do you have to do? What do you have to do? Like complete detachment. Just like, what do you have to do to get through this? And I ended up like leaving him with like this female like response of like, oh, I liked that in a way, even though like
you shouldn't have given him that.
Just
I didn't like, at all like that.
Yeah.
And like
Keep the status quo. Oh,
it's just like a very strange and like shameful thing when you're just like, dude, I have like such a mark in my like life against people who don't really deserve it. But
damn.
Then when you're put in a position that you really don't want to be put in, like somehow you still make like the abuser feel okay, because like somehow you still don't want to make them feel bad.
Yeah.
And like I felt so fucking degraded. I hated that. And that was like one thing in an elevator, and I'm just like, it sticks with you. Like it's so degrading. And like, you're literally like, I'm at the mercy of this person. This guy was like 6'6", like a huge guy,
dude.
you know?
Yeah.
And like just like not even making any like I didn't push him off. Like I totally understand what girls mean. Well, you didn't push him off. You didn't say no. You didn't XYZ. But like,
you're like,
you know, and I'm like so
froze.
surprised that I could be a person like that.
Yeah.
And it just is.
Dang.
Yeah.
So sorry, dude.
Yeah. That is something that I like have definitely compartmentalized like a lot, because I actually felt incredibly vulnerable as a woman. And that's not something I feel like I've felt very often in my life, is like my sex. You know what I'm saying? As like, I haven't felt it in the world like that.
Yeah.
And like, it was awful. So fuck you, sir.
Yeah. For
Fuck
real.
that guy.
Yeah.
I know the majority of women I know have dealt with
Similar
shit like
experiences
this,
as
man.
well, yeah.
It's just like,
And that feeling of you take on the,
I didn't do
When
anything.
you
I
feel like you
didn't-
should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
but like, fight or flight or freeze. Like, you got put in a situation that was fucked. And like, you'd like to think
That you'd fight,
that you'd fight or draw a boundary, whatever. but like
you just sit there and
In
take
those
it.
circumstances where you're
in
dealing
those
with someone
circumstances, in
empowered,
an elevator, lawyer, in power
Yeah.
at your job, and physically
Physical
imposing,
danger.
Jesus,
Yeah.
dude.
yeah,
Yeah, that sucked.
I hate that.
Sucked. And dude, my heart goes out to any woman experiencing that in your workplace. Like that's not fair.
yeah.
And did you have to go back and like continue that job for a while?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And then you just avoid him as
No,
much?
I tried to go back and like still play a role. And then finally when I quit the job, I texted him and I was like, you're a misogynistic fuck. You are a piece of crap. Don't ever fucking text me. Don't ever hit me up ever again. Like you literally are a misogynist. Like that's all you are. You talk to women, like you talk like that towards women that come in to see you. Like you're just not as emotionally intelligent as you like put yourself off to be. And you know, and it's like, what else are you gonna do? I was so fucking bored at that job. Like I was good at it, but there was not enough work to keep me there for fucking 6 hours.
Right.
But I needed like money. I was always trying to do something like helpful. I cleared out their entire downstairs storage room. Like when they were like, you could just be sitting here and answering the phone.
And you're like, but I'm bored.
I'm bored. And so like, yeah, it was fun to like cultivate that, but it was never
fun.
over the fucking line.
Nope, and didn't mean you were inviting anything over the line at a working relationship.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that shit's devastating. I hate learning how it's, I don't know, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 women like that deal with this in various forms. Various forms of the spectrum multiple times. Like it's just crazy how fucking common it is. Devastating, dude.
Yeah. But then I think, okay, this is going to be like a weird analogy. Something bigger exerting its power over me is what I feel like when I'm handling a dog. Does that make sense? When I have something smaller than me, or when I feel like I can like, I'm like, okay. Like
Are you fondling Lola?
I fuck with my roommate all the time, and I would say like you know what I mean? I do things like, but we're also friends, so you know. But like, I think the things that I'm bigger than, I like to go, but he wasn't doing that.
Exactly. You're going beep.
Yeah, don't rationalize it for him. Don't rationalize it for him. Yeah.
No. That man knows and enjoys what he's doing.
Yeah, and he knew that he waited. You know,
he knew he waited for the no. There are actual predators out there. It's fucked. And for some reason, people.
I don't know why that just made me like. I haven't thought about it in so long, and I was like, "Is this what?"
Yeah,
sorry,
crazy.
Because grief is that. Man.
I know
it just gets in there, and it'll stay there until it's
that shame will come out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And it's wild that then you have to work through the shame of like.
Something
your reaction
didn't do it, yeah,
which is something I do often. So
yeah,
speaking truth to power, that thing it's tougher than we make it seem.
Right? Yes. Yes.
I have shame around the times I've maybe watched, not sexually, but watched someone cross a line with someone, like watch someone be a little crazy or whatever to someone who clearly wasn't gonna defend themselves and me not like
stand up for them
like when that it usually happens when you're not expecting it and you kind of see it pretty quickly, and for me it usually like moves on pretty quickly, so like I haven't caught up to the bravery of going like, hey, fucking no,
cut that out.
There was one in Amsterdam this summer where I was like talking with Yordi. We're at this like outdoor spot, and just out of like the corner of my ear, like there were these other people sitting over on this bench, like close to the street at this outdoor cafe thing. And it was nighttime, and this guy had walked up to, they were Chinese. It was 2 Chinese people, and this guy had walked up to them, homeless-ish. And I just heard, like Yordi and I were talking just as friends, but I just heard the vague, like, am I hearing aggression? Like, am I hearing something that's out of
you can feel it
normal? I could feel like, what am I? And then I started like, actually, I was like, hold on, you're right. And I started like listening, and then I like was watching to see what was happening. And yeah, man, but he was kind of scary. This guy was like being fucking awful towards these 2 Chinese people in this weird way. And they weren't defending it. They were just trying to get him to go away. And he was kind of he was frightening. I was like, oh fuck, if I like
stand up, he's gonna
like I don't know, this is chaos. And at a certain point, like Yordi and I both we eventually did it, not in the most direct way, but eventually like Yordi and I both were kind of like, hey man, like get out of here, just like keep walking. And then I talked to them. And it was kind of cool actually, because we became friends, and like I ended up sitting with them for like hours and talking to them, and they were really fucking cool people. But I like asked, like I was like, was that guy saying what I think he was saying? And they were like, yeah, and like we just wanted him to go away and all that shit. And it was like, fuck,
Yeah.
like my instinct of what I heard was
Glad you
right,
stepped in,
and
man.
me needing to step in was necessary, and like I wish I did it sooner and more aggressive. Like
Yeah.
Jordan and I were both a little passive with it because I was like, I don't want this chaos.
Dev. First of all, aggression doesn't teach people as much as just standing in your power, and like you never know what they can do. So please don't be more aggressive when you don't know them.
Oh yeah,
But
you never know.
it's not about aggressive
of
picking a
shank.
fight. Aggressive in terms of standing in, hey, get the fuck out of here. Like, literally like drawing a fucking boundary.
But that's what I mean. People are drawn to like doing their boundary. Like
It's tough. It's tough.
I think you handled it great.
You did that and you stood up. That's enough, on your part, because it wasn't necessarily your job, but like it does suck when we don't get to speak truth to power, because we feel like now that person is out there still and thinks it's okay to continue doing what they did.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel most hurt, when I don't stand up.
like they weren't told, hey man, fucking knock
don't
it
ever
off,
do that
dude.
again.
Get the fuck out of here. Like you're out of line. Go away. Yeah, man, shit's crazy. But I did get to talk to those nice people. Great. They were lovely. Cool guys. Well, that's an episode.
Glad you're still here.
Damn, thanks,
You're a
baby.
boss.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You too,
Love it.
Yeah.
Bam.
Any tips for the viewers at home?
Oh man.
Tip.
Can you all go first?
Yeah. You got
I
something?
got a tip. Wait. How do you tip your hat? Is it like that?
Nice.
Hey.
Was that me
That's how
tipping
you
my
tip your hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
now
I love that.
What's this thing? That's panhandling. Or
Yeah.
making a bow.
Either or.
Tipping your hat. Yeah.
This
Just
is
like,
And
That's
then
my tip. Oh, wait.
tipped you. So
Tip is a give me
that'll
a
be
tip.
$1.50, Lindsay.
Oh man, that's my tip though. I'm leaving it there.
you love
All
it.
right. My tip. Fuck, man. This went places. My tip is holy shit. I don't know after
know.
all that. Fuck.
That was a lot.
Fuck. I don't know. I just
wasn't really an
I just
anchor
don't
there.
want. I
Yeah.
just don't want women hurting. Like
Yeah.
that shit just hurts knowing that this fucking happens all the time, and I don't know what to say.
Oh, my tip. Let's change the narrative around people not being able to live their most full life because other people are out here trying to control or take power over their personhood. Don't do it. Stick with yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Be you.
I'm gonna say, hey, to any woman that something like this has happened to, it's not your fault, and I'm sorry it happened, and I hope you have the tools and courage and gentleness and grace to let yourself move through it and let it stay in the fucking past, because man, that shit sucks.
Standing up for yourself is a long process, and experiences like that kind of were like a marker to show me where I was at that point. I hated that experience, but as I gathered information from it and was able to, I don't know, just focus on that part of me that feels like that, especially with men and people in authority. I focused on that more during my my AA journey and writing down all of the stuff and doing my inventory, and then it became like tiny bit easier until like I don't feel that way anymore and don't feel like I would have reacted in that way. Just because I feel like I'm more able to do it now. And so it's okay. You got to start where you are and try to just be gentle with yourself. Like, that's a traumatic experience, and like whatever your reaction, it's okay. It's really okay.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Well, that's our episode.
That's our
That's
episode.
our week.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Damn, love you guys. Life is a lot. Growing up is a lot, but we're all going the fuck through it.
Growing up with Devon
Hey.
yesterday, right? Tuesdays?
Yeah, Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
Thanks.
I don't. Some people are getting scared to grow up with Devon. Blowjobs and stuff happening. It's a lot of blowjobs happening growing up with Devon.
There better be blowjobs. Adam.
Dang.
Maybe they're more excited to be on the ship.
Wow.
Growing up better include some blowjobs. Otherwise, what am I doing this
What
for?
am I doing here?
What am I doing it for?
Growing up.
See what you did there.
I
Wow.
can see your After Dark podcast already.
Oh, it's a brewing. It's a brewing.
I feel like maybe we need to start one.
Hey.
Let's do it. Daniel wants the nude
I mean,
suits.
I'll film. You guys.
You little freak.
I mean, hey.
Oh my god!
I said I'm the voyeur
Just
here.
yeah, he's just a voyeur. I don't want to touch. Just watch.
Just want to see it.
All right,
Well,
we love you.
Love ya. See ya. See you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this
Thank
week's
you.
episode, and thank you to our patrons.
Yes.
Patreon.com/NedsPod. We
part.
love you. We do bonus content, live streams, and you guys help keep this show going. If you want to join, check us out.
Yes.
And big shout out to our super friends.
Hey.
Put a super friends dance. A
Super friends dance.
A
Super friends dance. And a big shout out to our super duper
Super
friends.
duper friends. Okay, we starting out with Legendary XAK.
And we got Rebecca Saletti.
Let's go, Becca.
And Eve.
Thank you guys. We love you.
Super friends dance.
Super friends.
We'll see you on the
Super
live
friends.
stream.
Thank you, super duper friends.
Back it up. Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Neds Declassified Podcast Survival Guide. To see clips from this pod, go check out the Neds Pod Clips YouTube at the link in the description. And if you need even more of us in your life, come and join our Patreon, also at the link in the description. See you soon.